when people ask me about the shooting that just happened, yeah, I got a lot of shit to say about that, but it ain't gonna be tonight. I just say, these police are full of shit and people are full of shit. Every time they pull, I will just say this real quick. Every time they say that, because I hear this all the time. Well, if they had just done what the cops said, if they had just not resisted, if they had not run, none of that shit is a death sentence. All right.
Yeah. And you mean like the guy in Virginia that did what they said and still got pepper spray?
Pepper spray. Yeah, I watched that video today.
And throwing around and all that shit.
I had that video ready tonight. I had a couple of things, but we don't have time. We don't have time. But yeah.
No, we don't. I got some shit. We ain't got time.
And New York Times, they went on a big thing going like, hey, just so you know, this is a gun. This is a taser. You see how these do not look alike? This one is much heavier than this one. There's a certain way you have to use it. One goes on one side, one goes on the other.
One goes on the dominant hand, the other one goes on your non-dominant hand. You've been in the force for 26 years. You need to resign because I don't want you going around policing me if you can't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even escalated instant. Nah, man, so we can't get on
if you, you know what? If you weren't so worried about the guns that we don't have, and worried about the gun that you have, maybe you'd be better off. Put that shit on two different sides if that's what it takes. How can you
do that?
How you get mixed up then?
Take a look down. If you're trying to grab a taser, it ain't that serious. It ain't life or death. It's not a split second decision at that point.
Yeah,
it's a taser.
Always ready to put the blame on us when we get shot. Well, you shouldn't have had an object that made me nervous.
Right.
That's your fault.
Shouldn't have been black.
Yeah. Now, what is your excuse when you pick the wrong gun? Something that you should very well know from your training. You don't deserve to be no goddamn police officer. That bad. I will say this, and I'll leave it alone. I really will leave it alone. All this shit is not a death sentence. You follow somebody outside. If you get robbed, because they had a story like this. You get robbed. And you follow that burglar, that criminal, that crook outside, and you follow them and shoot them out in the street, people going to say that was unnecessary deadly force, and your ass will go to jail for it. Cops have been using unnecessary deadly force for decades, man. And I don't want to hear that good cop. That's good cops.
I don't hear no bad.
Yeah, that goddamn tree is rotten to the core. You know it.
And the roots are rotten.
I know they're good cops. I respect good cops. I ain't stupid. I ain't saying I ain't overgeneralizing, but I keep telling you that organization is fucked up. And there are no 100% good cops as long as we stand by and they stand by and let all the crooked ones go. And that's just how it is, man. What do you want me to say? Shit, every time we got a goddamn phone in our hand, I thought it was a gun. It's always our fault. The cops are the biggest gaslighters in the world, man. Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine, and I know he ain't listening, but he tried to tell me, and I almost hung up on him, but he just, in this particular situation, at least he said, educate me, because he's too stupid to know. Well, with George Floyd, they did ask the gentleman to get down on the ground, and I said, so that's a death sentence?
Well, he was down for quite some time.
Yeah, he was down, yeah.
Yeah, there's way too many witnesses of how badly that went.
There's way too much video.
Yeah, and video. And now with Derek Chauvin, they're trying to portray him like John Walker. He was a captain of the football team, and his brother loved him, and he did all this. It's like, don't.
I don't give a
don't.
Yeah. Well,
like when it really counted, he was not any of those things.
You don't know the list of shit that we have to be careful about that people take for granted with their interaction with the cops. That's why people talk about, well, I think cops are great. That's because you ain't had a laundry list of things and check boxes that you've had to check off with their interaction with the cops.
Why are you scared? If you didn't do anything, you shouldn't be scared. Get the out of my face.
That guy, that guy. They had that army. Was
sergeant.
The sergeant? Yeah,
a medic.
A medic. He drove to a lit area and still got fucked up.
Still got lit up.
Yeah. With him saying, with his arms unarmed, sticking out.
Put your
arms
out.
Get out.
He
said, I don't feel safe getting out. I bet you don't. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right. You on ride of lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
You the electric chair.
Put the electric chair, yeah.
And also, take your hands and put them outside the car. Okay, now get out. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to reach down.
I don't want to reach around my
unlock my
seatbelt.
seatbelt.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit, people.
If I reach down, you're going to say I'm grabbing a gun.
That's why I tell people, no, I don't kiss this country's ass. Everybody wants you to bend over and get on your knees and kiss America's ass and say nothing but it's great. It's great, right? America is beautiful. It's great. No, it's not. It's up. And I ain't going to sit up here and say that shit just because that's the thing to say and that's what people want to hear. You. America is not great. America's got a problem for years, and it's about time people start saying America's up and get it right, because the more we sit up here and kiss America's ass and the troops, we support them, and oh my God, the flag, isn't it beautiful? No, all that, man. America ain't beautiful.
Right.
It can be, but it ain't.
It can be. And also I'm tired of this other thing. And don't say that our people don't respect this country like others do. And our ancestors built this country too, on the backs of our people too. So we have just as much invested as anyone else.
Every time a person goes on Twitch, every time a person goes on YouTube, every time a person goes on TikTok and they make money on their own, they are doing a form of socialism, because they are not part of the capitalist system where you work for somebody. It's not that old serfs and serfs system anymore. They're working for themselves. They are outside, they're the proletariats and all that. They are not working in a system where they are building up and making somebody else rich and just trying to get what they can. They're not controlled by somebody who's keeping them out there like peasants. They are working on their own. When you work on your own, that is a form of socialism, because you are your own boss.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, what you say that for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. So now they're going to get rid of Twitch, I guess.
That's all right.
There you go. Feudalism, man. The feudalism system where it was like serfs and serfs, and everybody was, you always working for a king, and you never had a chance to get out of it. They're trying to do that system to people today, but they're
certain people.
Yeah, but now they got people working on their own. You get on the internet and start learning the code. You can make your own show. You can do stream. You can actually make money on your own fairly easier than it was years ago. That is a form of socialism. But the capitalists out there are mostly billionaires and millionaires, and they like to stay in power. Why is it that why would they tell you that socialism is something good when they feel like it's going to take away from their working force? They're going to take away from the people that make them rich. Of course they're going to tell you that shit. Americans are stupid because they're trying to keep them stupid. They believe everything they tell them. Real shit out there is worrying about a fake cabal of cannibalistic pedophiles. You are stupid. I wish one of these QAnon people would tell me something. I say, listen, I'll be nice to you, stupid. That's dumb.
I won't even say that. I say, you got 2 seconds to get the out of my face. I'll change it.
Yeah. Anyway, people.
What's up, Pixie?
Yeah, but all this shit about the cops, no, man. Cops is a socialist, should be a socialist service, and what they are is a fraternity.